Hydroplane racing here in Evansville is only a part of a large celebration in the city. It's called the Freedom Festival. Evansville itself is a thriving metropolitan area, and that river is providing the setting for today's race. So, as the crews prepare, let's take a time out before the final for today.
Down here we seem to have a meeting going on. I hate to interrupt you, Jim Harvey, just for a second, if you will. Everything running okay with the Squire?
Yes, we're just making an engine change, and we're considering running a different propeller for the final heat.
Okay, what about you, Mickey? Now, you've seen to show them the short way around the course. Hope to continue in the final.
Yeah, we've had a pretty good day so far. If our luck holds, hopefully we can do it in the final. Bud's going to be out there, and we all know how tough they are, so we're going to have to really be on the ball.
Well, thanks very much for letting us interrupt this high-level meeting just before the final. Now let's go over to the Budweiser, where Don is standing by.
Jim, we're over here now with crew chief Dave Culley with the Budweiser. Dave, what exactly is it? Strictly an engine problem in the last heat?
Yeah, we've had trouble with that engine in Syracuse, New York. We didn't have a chance to test it here. We still think it's a magneto problem.
I think this is old reliable now for the final?
Well, yeah, this is old reliable. This one runs pretty good, and we had trouble with the first engine, so we changed for the second heat and ran that engine, and we saved this engine for the final.
Okay, Dave, thanks for it. Now let's go back over to Jim. He's at Renault. It's going well for them over there.
Anything for you, Don, even to climb up near a hot engine with Jim Kurth of the Renault. Everything going to be all right?
Everything's okay. We're just checking it over and going right back out.
You were losing a little oil last time out.
Yeah, we lost some this time, and we'll lose some next time, too. There's nothing we can do. We got a leak in fitting.
You're pleased with the progress, though?
It's coming along.
Final heat is coming right along. As Jim Kurth says, all the boats are ready to go. Let's go back up to the starting line and you, Don.
All right, Jim, we've heard from some of the men who make these sleds run. There's Mickey Riemann, the driver for the Miss Squire shop. Jim Harvey helping out. Jim Cropfeld of the Budweiser.
Have a nice ride, Chief.
Milner Irvin and the Miss Renault. Some of the gladiators for today's final. We'll have it in a minute. Don Poyer along with Jim Henrik, and now the final. The climax of today's racing, the Squire shop with the most points, followed by Budweiser, Renault, Speedy Printing, American Speedy Printing, Executone Telephones, and Risley's Express. Points mean nothing in the winner-take-all final heat. Officials for today's racing, the head man, Mike Noonan out of Kentucky. People working with him, Paul McKee, Gene Whip, Fred Alter. Also in the turns, Bill Noonan and Hank Kosciuszko. And all boats are started for this, the final of the day for Budweiser's Thunder on the Ohio 6. It's the Squire shop way on the inside. In lane number 2 is the Budweiser. American Speedy Printing on the way outside. Lane 3 is the Miss Renault. The Squire, the Budweiser, and the Renault in the first 3 positions, respectively. Mickey Riemann, he's been there all day in his first 2 heat victories in lane number 1. But look who's right next to him on his outside hip, the Miss Budweiser. There goes the Renault, American Speedy Printing. And around the turn, the acceleration of that engine they call old reliable for the Budweiser. Look at the acceleration as Jim Cropfeld puts his foot to the floor and accelerates down the backstretch. The Budweiser in first place in lane number 2. The Squire shop in second place. Mickey Riemann moving up. Good race here for third and fourth place. American Speedy Printing on the outside. Renault on the inside. The Budweiser with Jim Cropfeld going after his 6th victory in the unlimited level. The Budweiser in first place, coming around to complete lap number 1. Budweiser, first place, second place, Squire shop, Mickey Riemann. Speed for the Budweiser, 124.8 miles per hour. He's hauling. 117 for the Squire shop. The Budweiser back to the west turn now as he goes around past that dog leg main straightaway. Coming around the turn, the skid fin digging in, some 4 tons of water being thrown up by that skid fin and propeller for the Budweiser. Lots of water to try to go around. American Speedy Printing. Oh, he's slowed way down. Looks like Ron Snyder's got some problems. Here's the second place boat, and there's the third, Milner Irvin. Risley's has gone dead in the water. That's Scott Pierce driving. So moving into fourth place is the Executone Telephones. But back on top of the pile is the Budweiser with Jim Cropfeld aboard out of Cincinnati, Ohio, in first place here on the Ohio River in Evansville, Indiana. The Budweiser. Lap speed 120 miles per hour. Second place, Mickey Riemann and the Squire shop. Third place, Milner Irvin and the Miss Renault. Fourth place, Executone Telephones and George Johnson, as you see, pretty rough up there on the east turn. The Budweiser back to the west turn. Of course, they want to get a lot of national points now after missing New York. They've got to catch up. This boat here, the Squire Shop, a good chance of taking the lead in national points with a good performance today in the final. There you see the Budweiser streaking down the back chute. Jim Cropfeld out of Cincinnati, a muffler company owner. One of the sporting, gamest drivers around. He was Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago when he went to work for Bernie Little. Bernie Little hoping to get possibly his 47th all-time victory today. Jerry Shane is the owner of this boat, the Miss Renault. Turbo Allison Charge with a raised wing over last year. This is the brand new boat for George Johnson, the driver, and Executone Telephones. They're in fourth place. Back to first place in the Budweiser. It is a little choppier out here now on the Ohio River, but that boat very heavy with those powerful Griffin engines. Shouldn't be any concern for Cropwell. Back to Milner Irvin in that light Stoddicker design and built boat out of Detroit, Michigan. He's in third place. The Budweiser out on top as he comes around now the east turn, the open end down here. The Budweiser with Jim Cropfeld in full control as you see that rooster tail a-flying as it comes down the main chute, that dog leg, main straightaway, past the start-finish line. He's not letting up that much, 117 miles per hour. Second place, Squire Shop and Mickey Remus. Third place, the Renault and Eve Milner Irvin. They call him Mr. Clean. The Budweiser rolling along, the Bud in good control. Jim Cropfeld, as I said, going after victory number 6 here at the unlimited level. Back to Mickey Remus at the Squire Shop. If he picks up another 300 points here in this final, he will take the national point lead, as a matter of fact. The Budweiser will move ever closer in the chase after missing New York. They had 1,200 points coming into today's race. There's the Renault again with the Milner Irvin. Mickey Remus. Down the back chute they go on this, the final lap of the afternoon here in the finals of the Budweiser under on the Ohio 6. Jim Cropfeld bringing it home here for what he hopes will be the 6th victory in his career with the Unlimited. The Budweiser wins it here on the Ohio in Evansville. Second place, Mickey Remus, your new national point leader. And third place, Milner Irvin and the Miss Renault. Fourth place, Executone Telephones, George Johnson. So as the boats return to the pits, here's how the day stood. The Budweiser taking first place and getting back in the hunt in the national points race. The Squire Shop second place and is the new national points leader. Renault coming in third, Executone Telephones fourth, American Speedy Printing fifth, and number 6 for Risley's Express. Incidentally, here's what ruined and maybe ended Rod Snyder's day. Suddenly, on the right side as he was going into the turn, there you see a thrown rod in that turbocharged Allison brought a halt to any action for American Speedy Printing in the final. We'll return for a comment from the winning owner and driver in just a moment. Hats off to the Budweiser and driver Jim Cropfeld, picking up victory number 6 in his unlimited hydroplane career. Jim Hendrick has a comment from both Jim and owner Bernie Little.
Well, happiness is coming back after missing a race and winning, I would believe, Bernie Little.
Yes, it is, Jim. When you have a crew that the Budweiser has with Dave Cully and all those fellows driving clear to Seattle and back, putting that boat together, and they put the old reliable engine in, and a driver like Jim Cropfeld can't do nothing but be a winner.
Jim, you seem to improve as the day went on. You went faster in the final. What's the reason?
Well, you know, we had the problems from Syracuse, and we had a new rudder and new propellers all weekend. The boat handled differently than I've ever driven it, so I just kind of edged myself up to top speed, and by the last heat I got kind of used to the boat, and we just went out and ran. No problems at all.
No doubt about it. Budweiser the winner of Thunder on the Ohio 6, third in the Budweiser series, and we congratulate you both. And that's a wrap up from here down the pits. Back up to you, Don.
All right, Jim, nice job today. And now in the national point standings, the Squire Shop with their second place finish today has vaulted up on top. American Speedy Printing was in first place before. Now they dropped to second. The Budweiser in the hunt now. Chet's Music, Executone Telephones, they're in the top 5. Moving on down the line. Renault with 1,225 points, picking up well over 900 points today. Grizzlies Express, then the Tosti Asti, Raven Tires, and Atlas Van Lines. So that'll do it from Evansville, Indiana. Again, congratulations to the Budweiser, Jim Kropfeld, the driver, and Bernie Little, the owner. For Jim Henrik, I'm Don Poyers. So long from Evansville, Indiana.
This has been Budweiser's Thunder on the Ohio 6, brought to you by Firestone, offering master car care service at nearly 2,000 locations.